trapped on a single wooden platform, nothing but a plastic hook and a shark infested sea of debris. I am your mate, Nate,
I'm Ghostfish.
I'm Vaughn.
And I'm Misselroth.
and today we are looking at the fitting title, Raft.
Raft is a first-person survival game that focuses on developing a raft and surviving the open seas. From a meager 2x2 raft and armed with a plastic hook, you collect floating debris that becomes the base elements and foundation of your raft.
The game itself reminds me a lot of the Minecraft mod of Skyforge, as you begin with nothing but a hook in your hand and a piece of wood under your feet. The start of the game will fill you with panic as you try to build what you need as you need it, having multiple close calls of death from starving or dehydration. Raft doesn't hand anything to you, and you're expected to solve your problems yourself using logic. But it does have a great sense of progression, as you build out and research better objects to build. The only thing I found to be a constant strain was the speed your needs deplete.
After a while, however, it was apparent that the needs deteriorated far too quickly to feel like we could craft both new things and also maintain our needs.
But that feeds back into the progression of the game, and mastering your needs with better equipment.
Raft has a relatively adventurous soundtrack and makes it feel almost as if you were truly a captain of your own mighty vessel. Between that and the open waves, the game's atmosphere is quite calming.
When your rafting characters are well managed, there's an almost Zen-like quality to the game. The progression you make from the simple raft to floating home is rapid and provides a great sense of achievement. Once you start researching, the progression really kicks off and you start to feel like it might not be a fight for survival. Then, the next shark will rip off your newest water purifier from the raft, and you'll hate him for it.
Mother! Crafting seems simple at first, with a pop-up menu with rather simple and easily achievable goals in sight before you.
With specific tools providing submenus, like the building hammer providing the menu for crafting building parts and more.
You feel a sense of pride as you place down the main stations to cook and gather resources. However, when the research table is placed, I feel there could be a clearer sense as to how a player uses it.
Researching is achieved by sacrificing a single material to a research table, and after that, any item which uses that material is partially displayed. Once you have sacrificed one of each material, a schematic is learned and passed on to everyone in-game. Rare materials are often scavenged from passing islands or rafts, and when you sacrifice them, it immediately gives feedback as to what it can potentially build.
The touch I really liked about the game, though, was the fact that you could pick up and replace anything on the raft, and for a game that has such a limited space available, it is a relief that redesigning your raft is as simple as picking up and putting down, with the exclusion of wooden poles and platforms.
When it came to multiplayer connectivity, there were a few issues. With our party trying to join in with all four of us in a single session, the group experienced massive delay to the point where beyond 2 players, the game became unplayable.
The game would break in all directions, with hooks falling out of hands, junk not registering as you tried to pick them up, and the raft becoming very unstable if you weren't the host. This sadly stopped all four of us playing in one game, but for a 2-player co-op or a single-player Life of Pi experience, it is still a lot of fun.
The game is solid, and through the early access system will hopefully grow exponentially. It needs to. The game needs more content to feel alive, and while occasional islands provide some respite from the sea, they still spawn with unobtainable tiers of height that would require an insanely high raft to access.
The game was very impressive for such an early build, and I look forward to seeing where it goes with the constant updates of content that seem to be coming out. With strong feelings of accomplishment as you finally master the winds and take control of your raft and start having something that more resembles a house on the water over a quickly strapped together pile of planks. I'm keeping it, and I'm going to continue building my raft into a floating paradise.
I will be refunding Raft, as I see the game to be well developed but lacking the certain polish for its price bracket. However, in the future, once issues are addressed, I'll certainly look into purchasing this game again.
Raft is both an entertaining and cute game and could easily provide many hours of fun both solo and with friends. While the game is lacking in the vast amounts of content we expect from craft-based survival games, it is still only in early development, and I will be keeping Raft to see where its developers take it in the future.
The game was fun. I can see myself enjoying it both as a single-player experience, as well as having high-seas adventures with friends. This is a solid keeper for me, and I look forward to seeing how the game develops and fleshes itself out.
There's 3 people keeping it and 1 person returning it, and it's available on Steam if you want to check out this early access of this epic ocean survival game, Raft. It's definitely worth having a look at this one, especially when they resolve the issues they're having with multiplayer.